Today, we dive deep into one of the darkest, most controversial crime stories ever documented. The case of a boy who began killing before he even understood the meaning of death. Mushahari village in Bihar is the kind of place where everybody knows everybody. A small farming community, isolated, peaceful, predictable. Families worked the fields, children played in the dust-filled streets. Life moved slowly. But in 2006, unsettling whispers began spreading through the village. Children were going missing. Not teenagers, not older kids, babies. And nobody suspected the truth. The killer lived right among them. According to accounts later given to police, the first victim was Amarjeet's own 6-month-old cousin. Amarjeet was 7 years old. Reports claim the family was asleep when he quietly walked to the baby, lifted her out of her cradle and carried her outside. Moments later, she was dead, strangled. But the most shocking part, his family never reported the crime, because in their own words, he's a child, he didn't understand. They buried the baby and the truth, hoping it was a one-time tragedy. They were wrong. Months later, it happened again. This time, a neighbour's baby vanished. Again, Amarjeet was seen playing nearby, and again, the child was found dead. But the village elders stayed silent. A combination of fear, shame, and disbelief made them choose denial. To them, Amarjeet was just a kid with bad behaviour or strange tendencies. No one imagined a child serial killer. Until the third victim appeared. In 2007, 6-month-old Khushbu was brought to a local nursery while her mother worked. Witnesses later said Amarjeet walked into the nursery casually, as if he had permission. Moments later, Khushbu disappeared. Hours passed. Then panic. Villagers began searching. They found her body in a field, strangled. This time, there were witnesses who saw Amarjeet leaving the area. Police stepped in. And that was when everything unravelled. When police questioned Amarjeet, they expected denial, fear, confusion. Instead, they got none of that. He confessed immediately, calmly, almost proudly. Officers described him as emotionless, detached, indifferent. They reported that he smiled while recounting how he killed each child. One officer claimed he mimicked the act of strangling with his hands, demonstrating how he held the babies. When asked why he did it, he simply shrugged. Psychologists who later studied the case suggested several possibilities. Extreme poverty, malnutrition, developmental disorders, lack of emotional education, exposure to violence, untreated psychological illness. Some experts suggested conduct disorder, a juvenile form of psychopathy. Others believed the boy may have witnessed abuse at home. But the truth? No official psychological evaluation was ever published. His family remained silent. Authorities offered minimal transparency, and the Indian media was restricted from revealing details due to his age. The world was left with a child killer and no clear motive. Because Amarjeet was under 12, he could not be legally imprisoned under Indian law, so he was sent to a juvenile home, a reform facility intended to rehabilitate him through counselling, monitoring and education. Reports say he displayed violent behaviour, emotional detachment, sudden anger bursts, lack of empathy. Some staff described him as unpredictable. But after a few years, the story becomes murky. Amarjeet's file went silent. Some believe he was released at age 18 with a new identity as required by juvenile protection laws. Others believe he remained in psychiatric custody. To this day, nobody knows where he is now. The case remains controversial. Some argue not all 3 murders were fully proven. Media exaggerated the claims. His age and circumstances were misreported. But the official police statements, witness accounts, and confession transcripts all point to one disturbing possibility. A child became a serial killer before he even understood the meaning of death. This makes Amarjeet Sada one of the youngest recorded killers in modern history. Was he born dangerous? Was he shaped by his environment? Was he mentally ill, or something far more chilling? And the biggest question of all, if he is alive today, where is he? This is the story of Amarjeet Sada, the world's youngest serial killer. If you found this deep dive insightful, subscribe to Deep Crime Files for more true crime documentaries from around the world.